Hey Meep, what are you eating there? Some pipe spaghetti? Ew. So welcome back, my fellow duplicants. Today we're going to solve the pipe spaghetti and get my oxygen system running oxygen to where it needs to go. So I have a lot of different pipes that I need to solve up here in order to get everything working as need be. What I'm hoping to do by the end of this episode here is to have this stuff completely disconnected because I just don't need it anymore. So I have many different things that are in place in order to do that. We also got a liquid loop that's running around, but I'm not sure I'll be able to solve all the liquid today. Mostly I'm just going to be focusing on the gas. So the first thing that I want to solve here is the fact that I don't really need this inline filter right now that's coming out of these electrolyzers. These electrolyzers are self-filtering because of the way that the oxygen and hydrogen interact with each other. We have one single tile right up here that's just made of hydrogen, so therefore the oxygen automatically gets filtered down to the bottom. So just running a gas filter to begin with is a good way to kind of just make sure that we get all the oxygen out of this area. But after that, we don't need that. So I can get rid of all of this stuff here and just pipe it directly into the hydrogen generators. So the easiest way to do that is to just replace this little loop right here with a bridge. Bam, just like that. So then I'm going to reroute this pipe just like this, and I can get rid of the rest of this stuff because I don't need it anymore. Now as for the oxygen, I'm just dumping it into this environment. Matter of fact, if we take a look at the oxygen overlay, I have a huge amount of oxygen in this area, 8 kilograms worth, a little bit too much. And that's just because I'm using these high pressure gas vents at the moment. So the first pipes I want to solve are ones that are going to run over to these two biomes. Now I think this biome over here on the left can actually be self-sustaining. I don't think we actually need to be inside of an atmosuit inside of this area, so long as I get the oxygen to be, you know, clean oxygen, not polluted oxygen, and not drowning in carbon dioxide. You can see that we have way too much carbon dioxide down here. I might actually need to scrub a little bit of that away, and then maybe after that, potentially look at some slicksters at some point. But I think one thing I want to do over here is actually just go ahead and set up these atmosuits rather than just having the one atmosuit dock here. I think I'll have a whole series of them. Just so other duplicates can come in this area, and then my one dupe that's going to live over here can also just use that same atmosuit dock, and then won't be inside of an atmosuit whenever he's in this environment. So we'll make this completely livable, at least that's the goal. So I can go ahead and build that equipment right up here. I think if we have carbon dioxide down here, that's not a big deal. Again, I could probably put some slicksters right down there. But for the carbon skimmers, we'll go ahead and slap those down. And we'll see just what the pipes look like. There we go. Might even want to step it up to 4, just in case. All right, so there we have it. 1 water sieve and 4 carbon skimmers. That should do the trick, and if I don't need 4, well, I can always remove them. It's so simple to set this stuff up. Just pipe in, pipe out, boom. Just like that. All right, so let's see here. What else do we have? Have we changed over the hydrogen yet? Yes, we have. So now I can go in here and I can deconstruct all of these gas pipes. We don't need that anymore. And I don't need the gas pipes here. So we're dumping hydrogen into the environment right there. That's not good. I don't want that to happen. So let's just go ahead and get rid of all of these gas pipes there and the vents as well. I don't think I need the extra oxygen at the moment. Okay, so what I wanted to do here is actually take this hydrogen and run it right through these bridges right there. So that will connect the two into the 2 hydrogen generators over there. And then we have the backup tanks as well. So there we go, just like that. So now I have a couple of different options for my oxygen. So the one on the right, this is actually the hottest oxygen that I have. You can see that it's right around 20 some degrees, maybe a little bit hotter than that at some points here. But the rest of these are a little bit cooler depending on what they run through. So I'm going to start off my first oxygen system here. I'm just going to branch it off of this location right here. So rather than having it continue to jump through a bunch of bridges up top, what I'm going to do is just take this, bring it out from underneath this bridge, and then I can tee it both directions, just like that. Okay, so these 2 pumps right here are going to supply oxygen to these 2 atmosuits over here on the left. They can also supply to the suits on the right, and I think it'll probably go ahead and just cover these 2 down here as well. So that's 4 different locations. We're just going to tee it up and let the oxygen flow. So that means I can get rid of all of these gas pipes because, again, I no longer need those. So rather than the oxygen coming from inside of the base, we're now bringing the oxygen from the outside in, at least to these atmosuits. However, that oxygen is not flowing into the rest of the base in order to pressurize it so that the dupes can survive inside of this area. This is just the atmosuit dock. All right, dupes, we're building up a second little ladder here, mostly because I want to enclose this so that it's, you know, one nice, good-looking system down here. It looks all right as it is. I mean, it's kind of cool and impressive, but it could look better. All right, so here's an interesting idea. Could I tee up all of these different gases here so that it runs to this pipe first if there's an opening? Or would that just cause massive amounts of lag? And then up here, I could just be like, oh, okay, let's run as much as we can to these pipes, if possible, and just tee it off every opportunity I get. I wonder if I could just balance all of my oxygen by just doing that. That's a weird thought. Maybe it would work. You know what? I'm curious. Let's go ahead and try this. All I have to do is this number. Watch the madness roll. Although the one over here on right obviously has the best priority. But then you see we have a little gap there. Nope. That oxygen this doesn't figure it out. It has no idea, does it? I think we're waiting for this one piece over here on the left. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there we go. The left side is now open. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this poor gas right in the middle there is kind of confused, but it does cycle every once in a while. Huh. Okay, so my next plan here was to bring the cool stuff in right here in the middle. So let's go ahead and just connect those two. This right here is just in case I need to move gas between the two zones. I don't really have anything that's jumping through those bridges. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here with the oxygen is I want the oxygen to kind of run around the outside of the base, just because I think that looks really cool. And then it hits several different vents as it goes around the base, just to pressurize the entire thing evenly. The one thing about this is that I do need to kind of readjust what I did here, which was coming in from this biome over here, which is the natural gas for the cooking station up here, so the gas range. But at this point, I should have oxygen, and that oxygen should flow to both, just about all my bases. Crap, we need one more. Hey, who's fleeing? Fuzzbutt! No, get out of there, bud! Run! Woo, that was close. These horrible poke shells. Okay, we'll sweep this up real quick. Dude, get out of there! No. Don't go back in. You keep going back in, Catalina. This is a bad idea. Oh no, Fuzzbutt! Somebody help Fuzzbutt! He's been mauled by a poke shell. Oh, Durandolph has got you. Good job, dupes. Yo, guys, sweep this up. Too many poke shells. All right, so I think it's time to go ahead and throw in a couple of auto sweepers here, even though I didn't really want to do that. Man, who put these arbor trees here? Oh, jeez, oh no! Micron! Hey, we just put this in. Get out of there, bud. Gee. Oh, my dupes are getting mauled to death here by these poke shells. We just swept this up, dudes. Micron, no! You decided to jump back in. That's a horrible spot to jump back in. Somebody want to help Micron out? All right, focusing back on the oxygen. That's what I wanted to do today. These dupes. Just run through here like this. There we go. Fancy little oxygen loop. And we can get rid of all of this. We don't need that. Okay, so while this is interesting in how it's kind of separating it all out depending on where you want to go, I'm not terribly convinced about it. Because you see, we're not even using up the one on the right, so there's no reason to really have all of them run everywhere. It's all kind of the same stuff. So let's just go ahead and just run one pipe to where it needs to go and have it figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the coldest line right here, and that's just going to run to the base. And all that's going to do is just run oxygen inside of this base to the different vents as it flows around, which means I can go ahead and deconstruct this gas pipe. We don't need that anymore. Although to get there, I think I need a ladder. Okay, who's on fire now? No, Val, please don't catch yourself on fire. We have an Atmo suit here that's just about to have some oxygen inside of it. Could you please wait for that? All right, so I should have plenty of oxygen that runs around the base with many vents along the way. Ideally, the base will be continuously pressurized to the point where I don't need to supply extra to these Atmo suits up here, but we're going to do that anyhow. So there we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is just get rid of the top part of this loop. I don't need that. I already have oxygen up in the top right, over oxygen in the top left, and we also have some to the Atmo suits as just like we have right now. So that's good. Although we do have this one dock over here on the right that isn't really tied into everything else. All right, so I'm feeding the base and the Atmo suit docks above that with these two right here. So this is the far left two. Those are the coolest ones. Matter of fact, the oxygen that's flowing inside of there is probably going to be relatively cold. Yeah, you can see that that's at 2 degrees and that's at 3. I might have to put heaters in my base. We can see here, they can make this gas can make a choice between whether it wants to go left or whether it wants to go right. So what this means is I have one oxygen system here that's running to all of these lower suits. You can see that all of that is filled up. And then I have these two that's running to the base, which leaves me with one more, and I'm not sure what to do with that right now. So If we just go back here and clean up the extra stuff that I don't need, which would be all of this, then there we'd have it. All right, so when it comes to these inline gas vents, what's more important? Is it more important to fill up the dock, or is it more important to actually just vent into the center of the base? I think the docks are more important than the center of the base, because the center of the base can kind of manage itself a little bit every now and then, depending on what we're doing. So I've got a little trick that I'm going to try. Here's what it is. I'm just going to go like this. We'll put a little bit of a bridge just like that, and then put the gas vent right in the middle. So because of that, the gas will jump over this and then continue on towards the end of the pipe, and then only once it backs up will it then go through the vent. Oops, we don't need to build that. It was just an example. All right, so let me set up a few of those. If I just go ahead and deconstruct one spot of the pipe, that's where I can put a little vent. So I can put one there, and one here. And then I could do the same sort of thing on the other side as well. So I need a checkpoint for that way. There we go. I've also built up another exosuit forge down here. Very good. I should have many of these that I could build now. Sweet. Have at it, dupes. So look what's going on over here. I just have like too much hydrogen down here. So because of that, you can see that I'm actually starting to run that generator, at least on the left. We're running the one on the right a little bit too. Okay, so there were some good questions in the comment section last time about why I decided to go with 4 electrolyzers down here rather than just like 2, because my Cool/Geyser only outputs an average of 1.5 kilograms a second. Well, first off, I already had a system up top that was supplying oxygen to this base, and it's running off of the byproduct of my system up here. So there's actually additional polluted water being entered into my total biome by these ethanol distillers and what comes out of the petroleum generator. And I have a couple more petroleum generators over here, and I really don't have enough space for all of this polluted water to go somewhere. I can put it into crude oil a little bit and then into petroleum a little bit. And I do plan to solve some of that problem of just having too much polluted water by converting a fair bit of that into petroleum and then that into plastic. But the point is I still have extra water that I can put into this system down here in case I need more oxygen. So that's the reason I went with more electrolyzers than what was currently calculated for the Cool/Geyser, is because I was accounting for the fact that I'm going to remove one system and replace it with 2 down here. Not only that, it gives me a lot of different ways to kind of pipe the oxygen different directions to wherever it needs to go. So you can see we're pressurizing all of the different Atmosuit docks at the moment. And that's just pretty much one pipe right there. So, you know, there's just different ways to kind of solve the same problem. All right, dupes, how are we doing here? Oh, we've got oxygen that flows to all of these Atmosuits. Beautiful. Atmosuits on the left. Beautiful. What about the temperatures? Oh, this one's looking a little toasty over here, dupes. What are you doing? Why isn't this thing running? What'd you do? How about the temps over here on the right? That's 40 degrees, 36. Who thought this would be the cooled biome now? Man. The temperatures inside of here, ooh, it's about 19 degrees on the right and then frosty 10 degrees on the left. We do need to continue to cycle this water through, burn it up essentially. That way I can continue to bring in more and more cool water to this. But what are we doing over here? Why is this not running? That's because it wasn't running. So it's not, something about this loop is not right. That's what's up. Go figure. Okay, so we go in, we go down, come back up. Probably just need a bridge. These pipes, I tell you what, they drive me nuts sometimes. Like I had it figured out, but then I feel like a little update came in and just decided to change a little something here. Oh, you know what? Hang on, I don't need to do that. Here's what I can do. We can get rid of this pipe, maybe. Don't know. And then run that over here, because that goes from a white to a green, and the green into the white, and the white to the green, which goes over to the white. Yeah, which is how it's supposed to go. If you're not following, don't worry. I barely am myself. All right, so how are we doing down here? Way too much carbon dioxide. Excuse me. Val is just tuning up everything. She's just like a real pro tuner down here. Let's see here. Do I got what liquid pipes do we have? Nothing. We don't have a thing down here. See, look at all of this polluted water. My gosh, I need more oxygen. I'm gonna have to bring in more dupes just to like use up all of the polluted water I have. That or I need to make a mountain of plastic. That's it. everything. The whole base becomes plastic. Oh, sorry, dupes. I got a little sidetracked here with the oxygen. I think you need a couple vents for the base inside. Otherwise, it's going to get hard to breathe. My bad. I got distracted by other shiny things, man. Well, that's a bad spot for a vent. What are you doing, Brothgar? Jeez. All right, we'll get rid of that one. What do we have here? Oh, here we go. Here's a spot for a vent. Bam. Just like that. Good job, duplicants. Here's another great spot for a vent. And then once I get some Atmo suits, we'll throw them up here. Let's go ahead and put a dock up there. Atmo suit checkpoint. Flip that around. Boom. All right, so how many suits do we have now? Atmo suits. We have 6. We need more than that. Let's see here. This one just needs a couple of suits. Let's go ahead and deliver 4 of those. Kitty, how are you starving? You got food right here. Delicious omelets just for you. There you go. Good job. Ah, it's nice to see that that's working out. I did deconstruct this one row of tiles right here, all so that I could just make the pipe go straight like that to a nice little T. Boop. What do we have for other gas pipe arrangements? I think there's a way to kind of make a 4-way. When you do that, hold on, how's this work? How's into the right? Oh yeah, there it is. That's the one. So this way we could take gas that goes this direction, like that. That gas goes this direction. This one goes that direction. Ooh, isn't that fancy? I have no reason for it, but anyhow, that's something cool. Take a picture of that one. Dupes, you forgot a piece of pipe here. Come on, you can do it. Why don't we even have a ladder over there? What have you guys been up to this whole time? And can somebody please explain to me why I haven't put wallpaper in the pip branches? What would be a good wallpaper for the pip branch? Okay, there's this other mod that I'm seeing here that's popping up where we have different critter variants. Like we have different slicksters. Ooh, and there's even some for like hatches as well. I'm going to put a vote at the end of this video. And you guys let me know if you want to see this mod played out. I think it would be kind of interesting to try some different critters that are not standard to the game. Although that is a little bit of a different way of actually playing the game. So it might be slightly game breaking. I'm not 100% sure. But I'll put a vote at the end here. Maybe we'll explore it at some point here in the series. But I'm curious about it. All right. Anyhow. Yeah, that was just a little bit of a sidetrack there, but all right, I'm finally going to put this critter feeder down in some water. That way these little guys can just go down there and eat, and it stops bubbling off polluted oxygen. Bloop. There we go. There we go. I knew I had some ethanol just laying around. Bloop. And then we'll just put polluted dirt or rot piles in there. Perfect. Ooh, I'm going to need to actually convey out these shine bugs here. They reproduce so fast. Oh, look at the little shine bug. It's all bound up. So adorable. All right. What was I doing? Oxygen. Sorry, dupes. I hope there's still some in the base. Okay, we're good. Okay, so you can see how this works right here. The gas flows over that bridge, flows into the suits once I put some suits there. Let's go ahead and deliver a few. Excuse you, little puffed. Was I looking at wallpaper? Man, it's the weekend. I'm very distracted. Sorry, guys. What did I click? Help. I'm going to try coal again. I'm not 100% sure that I really like it. I mean, it really isn't. I was looking for something a little bit more pink than that, but turns out it's kind of more whitish, just off-white. I tell you what, I'll try igneous. No. Ooh, mafic rock would be about right. Or igneous. Igneous might work. Let's try this with this spot down here. How many critters do we have down here? That looks like too many, dupes. What are you doing? Oh, no, we got 7. Are they happy? Oh, yeah, they're all happy. Good deal. Ooh, yeah, igneous looks right. Okay, the only thing is I'm not sure I can actually build wallpaper here. I think it might be too tall. I've always thought there would be a cool mod that you could have to maybe extend the reach of your duplicants, like a little grabby arm or something, and maybe you can build it in one of these, not an exosuit forge, but the other one. I always thought that would be pretty cool, but doesn't seem to be the case right now. Ooh. What are the temps looking like inside of here? You know what? They're not bad. They're not bad. Over here on the right, you can see that we're at 36. What about over here on the left? Still a little warm. Wait a minute. This isn't going where I want it to go. Nope. It's not what I wanted. Silly pipes. Just do what I want you to do, please. All right, we're going back to plan A. You go up here like that. And then from there to there. It'll be fine. Just, you know who else needs a little bit of shipping and stuff? These guys right down here. And you know what else they need? They need some fancy little wallpaper, don't they? Igneous rock. You know what? They don't even have a light down here. Poor guys have been in the dark this entire time. I think we need to dress that up just a little bit here. Here, have a couple ceiling lamps, just like that. Right there, and right there. Perfect. Man, look at these dupes go. You better be happy about this. This is like the coolest glossy Dreco ranch I've ever built. All right, so we're gonna ship all of that stuff out over here. It's all going to the same spot, so this is really cool. I could just use the exact same shipping line to take everything where it needs to go. The one thing I am shipping to a different location is the pinch row eggs, or yes, the poke shells, essentially. I'm going to ship those right down here so that they don't hatch and, you know, jump into the water and all that fun stuff. Because if they end up over here where this little poor critter is being consumed, they actually just block this thing up. It doesn't actually work, so bleep, there we go. Although I could just keep this door closed and then have the duplicates actually wrangle them up and deliver them right here. And then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I suppose I could do that. But then they also might get angry up here and start fighting stuff. So, for now, I think it's just better to kind of leave them separated from everybody else. All right, so how's the decor in this base? Ooh, not so great down here, but it's better in some spots. Hey, that's a small step up. Look at this, 120. Everywhere I have decor, it's maxed, except for where it isn't. Okay, I'm sorry, that one's 111.5, but it's pretty close. My decor is like either it makes your eyes bleed or it's beautiful. Were we talking about oxygen? Yeah, all right, so we have oxygen up here to those suits. We don't really have any oxygen over here. Hang on, let's fix that one. How'd you get up here, Glossy Dreco? Why am I even asking that? It's a Dreco. We don't need any of this stuff. We could just get rid of all of it. We'll put in the checkpoint right there. Boom. I think these dupes will appreciate not being cooked every time they go out here to work on the clay system. Matter of fact, look at how much clay I have, or ceramic I should say. 17 tons in that one spot. I need power distribution too. Okay, power. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. The oxygen's flowing in over here. Sometimes it flows through there if it's backed up, but it's not flowing past that location. Oh, that's because the pipe is broken. Might have something to do with it. All right, so here we have it. We have several Atmosuit docks, so that's good, and it's full of oxygen now. Sweet. You know what that means? We can send dupes out over here, and they won't get fried by this stuff. See that? 91 degrees. Not a problem. But what I want them to do is come over here and dig this stuff out because I really do want a lot of this iron ore. Matter of fact, I pretty much want everything in this area. Phosphorite, you name it. It's all made of igneous, so I'm just going to make the ladders out of igneous. Just build that straight up. So there we go. Now I got some dupes that are inside the suits. They just went over here and did a little bit of work. I've got some pipes. I'm actually reworking the power system a little bit here. I'm going to feed power into this, and then I'll actually hook up this generator to a different grid so that it doesn't try to backfeed power into its own line and end up wasting power. You can actually just go someplace else and power up other equipment like this stuff over here. Not only that, we could do a little adventuring over here too, so we can kind of see what's, you know, back over here to the right. Have not seen that just yet, so we'll do a little bit of digging right here, just kind of expose that. Looks like we have a ton of copper ore, which is super nice. Take a look at the temperatures. Ooh, it's nice and cool too. Okay, so now we can see the oxygen that's moving through this area. You can see that it's actually going into the suits, but hey, those are backed up, so it's continuing over here. This vent is currently backed up. I don't think I even need that one there. We can get rid of that one. But it's flowing over here. I will put my gas vent right there. Whenever it is backed up, go ahead and do that. And it's flowing up here to this suit. Although that suit is also being filled up by the environment that's above here, if that's above 500 grams, which is fed by the polluted oxygen vents as well. So what this means is I can go ahead and put a couple of suits up here. And that means I can get dupes to kind of dig over here to the right. We can kind of see what's over there. Or we can dig up and get to space and unlock some mafic rock and a bunch of the iron that'll be up there too. Not only that, with the shovels farms, we can go ahead and do that. I think we'll actually build a separate base up there just for ranching those guys and dealing with the mafic rock. I think that'd be kind of interesting. I'm digging out this over here. You can see that I built a bunch of ladders, and I'm just going to excavate all of this stuff. I need a lot of iron ore in order to build a lot of the space tech stuff that we're going to have. So spaceships and whatnot, they take a lot of metal. So converting as much of this into steel is definitely what I'm after. So let's just go in here and dig all of this out. Have fun, dupes. So in doing this, we're actually going to dig up a little bit of bleach stone, and bleach stone wants to give off chlorine. So you can see that we have chlorine right here. So it's usually a good idea when you dig this stuff up to already have it going into a little bit of water or something like that, or to sweep it into a puddle of water so that it doesn't off-gas all of its chlorine. You have to be a little bit careful of that, because if it ends up in a farm where you cannot do anything with it, and that's kind of a problem. But for the most part, it's actually quite useful. You can go ahead and store it inside of a box. Like if I were to store it inside of a box for a little bit right down here, it would off-gas chlorine into this environment, and that way if we get any germs down here, it would actually kill those germs on our food supply. And you can see that my dupes are not suffering from any germs, but I would guess that there's a little bit of food poisoning down here, but it's just so little, it's not a big deal. Poke shell, dude. You ended up in the wrong spot. I'm sorry, bud. Oh, that's right. I got rid of the delivering thing up here. Fix that. Sorry about that, little poke shell. My bad. Okay, so does this ranch look better with wallpaper behind it? You know it does. It really does. Make me some wallpaper. Oh, and while you're at it, yes, definitely throw some up here. Ren, why are you so confused? You're like, oh, you come back and then you turn around and you're like, nope, I'm heading back over here. You're so indecisive, Ren. Oh well, at least she continues to work. Let's take a look at the colony summary here. The things that I built the most out of: wallpaper, I mean, that makes sense. And then insulated liquid pipes is my second largest. Surprisingly, gas pipes are a little bit lower than both ladders and insulated tiles. I'm actually surprised at how close all three of those are. What about oxygen produced? Ooh, my gosh, we had 1,400 kilograms in one cycle right there. And currently we are sitting at over 1,000. Consumed, though, we're doing only 730 kilograms. Okay, not bad. Our poor critters, they're back down to 63. We're gonna have to bring back the pips. But this time it'll be slightly more improved than what we had last time. They'll have their own little islands that they can run around on, you know, and do pip things. Hey, is this thing shipping? Ah, dupes, you forgot a block, man. Come on, dupes. Oh man, look at my dupes. They're just dropping suits all over the place. I set it to vacancies, dupes, I tell you what. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to decorate this out just a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah. And here we have some happy little wallpaper. So nice. All right, dupes, build until your heart is content. So many wallpapers and everything. Wow, look at how much oxygen is in that area. Ooh. Oh, these dupes are having too much fun. Look at them. They're just enjoying this way too much. All right, so how's this oxygen? Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect, it's all backed up. Plenty of oxygen right there, plenty of oxygen right there. And oxygen inside of the base. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. What? More Paku? Yes, please. Okay, that's gonna be like way too many. Or maybe not. Why is there a Volp up there? I don't know, but attack it. Murderize all the Volpups. You are just far too delicious. Oh my gosh, how many Paku do I have in here? This is an insane amount. All right, I guess my dupes are going to be eating good. Look at that, we're up to 250,000 calories, which isn't really all that much. We've been over the million mark a few times, but we're headed there. Once we turn this desert into a farm, yeah, we will crank up the food tremendously. How's this oxygen doing? Oh yeah, it's doing pretty good. Although I would say the oxygen system over here on the left, it's running, but it could be running a little bit faster. So you know what? I think I will go ahead and connect that up right there. We'll get everybody in on the action. Oh geez, game. Geez, I did not mean to select that many digging commands. I was selecting dig right when the save went through. And wow, okay. Select all, dig. Oh, please don't break my game. What was it? Okay. All I wanted to do was dig this right here. That's it. I feel like you forgot something over here. There's a few tiles we haven't reached. You want to come over and help me out, bud? Anybody? Priority level, please. Oops. These pips are sad. Look at them. They're glum. They just want you to finish. There we go. Build it. Oh, that's what I was missing this whole time. The audio was off. Gosh, I was listening to music. My bad. Sorry if things were a little bit weird and quiet the whole time. Pancake King, you were close. That is definitely not an unreachable build. I could reach that. Oh, you stupid pip. Dupes. Giving us a hard... No! Ren! Come back! There you go. Thank you, Meep. Oh, now they're all going to run up here, aren't they? Thank you, Ren. Haha! Finally. Alright, we're done with that stuff. Alright, cool. That's a good-looking ranch right there. I'm a fan of it. Now, to see if I could wallpaper up this stuff. It's going to be a little bit trickier because it's like a little bit taller, but the other thing is These trees are blocking me from building anything, which means I'd have to replant them, and I don't know if I'm that gung-ho about it. Guess I could get rid of the auto sweepers and stuff, build a ladder up to it, go over, build out all of the wallpaper, and then bring it back. Okay, so my plan here for these little shine bugs was to have one auto sweeper there, one auto sweeper there, then I can load it, boom, right in that spot. Now the thing about these is that if you load them up and you feed them to a thing called a shine bug reactor, they can generate a lot of power for you. Okay, so it seems like everything's running really, really good here. We've got lots of oxygen. That's nice. Well pressurized inside the base, and all of the little Atmosuit docks have, you know, little suits that have been delivered, and dupes are able to run around. So that's awesome. Let's go ahead and dig up here and kind of see what we have. Do a little bit of adventuring here, just at the end of the day, just so we can get some sort of idea of what we want to be tackling next week here. So we'll just dig up here, just like this, and see what is all the way back here. Wow, this biome continues to keep going up over here. Look at that. I'm not sure what is behind here, but we'll uncover that one as well, just to see what we have. I'm hoping for a chlorine vent. I think that would be kind of cool. Might be able to ranch some fancy little puffs with something like that. Let's see if I can move Duckless over here into his little comfy bed. I've already selected that. So the priority is that only he can go into that area. So default access is going to be nothing, and then custom access. He can go in and out. And we'll re-enable both of these so he drops his suit on the way in. Maybe he can only go out the right way. Maybe he doesn't even go through that door. Maybe nobody goes through that door. You can only go in and out over here. I don't think that's going to work as it currently is. Dupes, what in the world? You deconstructed this heavy watt joint plate? Why? How did that happen? Dupes, what'd you do? That's really bad. This is not the first time I've randomly ran into that. Oh, you know what it was? I deconstructed the ladder, and that's what happened. Oops, my bad. Okay, we'll set that really high. There you go. Ooh, come on, dupes. There we go. Problem solved. This is a huge biome over here. Look at how it just keeps going up. More and more and more. What should I put over here? Hey, where'd all this water go? Crap. All right, Meep, I need you to come over here and sweep this stuff up. Otherwise, it's just going to let off tons and tons of chlorine. Oh, that's a lot of sweeping. Good luck, Meep. You're going to have a very, very busy job. And who splashed water all over my base? You're stressing Ren out. She doesn't like to step in water. Oh, geez, the water's all the way down here, too. There's just water all over the place. Where did this come from? Something happened over here to my thermal aqua tuner. I have no idea how it ended up breaking something, but it doesn't really tell me. My only guess is that it got too cold, because it certainly didn't get too hot. Matter of fact, if we take a look at the temperatures over here, they're not bad. They're not bad. 40 degrees Celsius. It could be better. Ren, really? Really, Ren? Oh, that's why. Well, what's over here? I mean, this looks pretty cool. This is a cool little salt biome right here. There's no geysers or anything inside of it, but we do have a lot of pinch rows, and we do have a lot of salt. A little bit of fossil there, that's good. And potentially that same volcano that we've been staring at for a long time now. This would be a cool place to plant up some water weeds, wouldn't it? Then again, I would like to plant maybe all of this with water weeds. I don't know. That's one idea. It looks like we were able to reveal a little bit more over here. I do have a cool steam vent over in this area. Kind of already knew I had that, but now I can see the full biome. So that's pretty cool. We got some iron there, some oxalite. That could actually be really useful for when we go to fire up our rockets. If I can preserve that, real nice. Don't really need more water though. Kind of drowning in that. Oh, but look at all of that meat. Ooh, there might be a lot of meat there. Preserved in the hydrogen gas. Ooh, fancy. This map felt really, really small because my base was over here on the left side. So I was so close to this wall, I was like, man, this is a really small map. But then I start to come over here to the right, and I'm like, wow, these are huge biomes. So I guess there's more to it, right? Here you go. Dig through that, dupes. Adventure up. Ooh, I think we got some more volcanoes up here. That would make sense, considering what we started with. And one last thing here. Let's go ahead and dig into this just to see what we might have here. We'll set that to a higher priority. There you go, dupes. What do we got? Ooh, don't dig that one up, Ren. Cancel! That, ladies and gentlemen, is an iron volcano. Very nice. I'm definitely going to have to tap into that one, dig into its power, and definitely take its iron over here and start to make more and more steel out of that. That'll be fantastic. Well, that'll have to happen next time. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. If this looks like the channel for you, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. Cramp, my fish are out of water. That's where all the water came from. No! Oh no, they were displaced. Where's that slickster? I know you're around here. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you again next time. Stay awesome, guys. Peace. Brothgar out.